Greetings gamers, Kentaro here. I just wanted to do a quick video today about the new Paragon Elite spec and a build that you can try during the beta test. I've used this in a few matches and I have the build up here for you if you want to copy that. I'm not going to go through all the traits specifically. I'm just going to show you how some of the skills work, and then I'm going to show some fights that I did and how the mechanics for Paragon work in PvP. The main mechanic that you'll be interacting with are chants. So you have your 3 chants here. Activating one only uses 1 bar of adrenaline, and you build stacks of motivation from each burst skill that you use. This trait right here, this one, call to action gives you motivation as soon as you enter combat. If no refrains are active, it automatically activates this chant of action. My motivation went to 0 because I wasn't using any skills. Right, so now it's down to 1. The max stacks is 10. If I use my spear F1, it gives me more stacks. And if I cast another chant, it will also give me stacks of motivation. So as long as I keep this above 0, my stacks will continue to go up. And as long as I have enough adrenaline to keep them up, I can keep these buffs that I'm getting right now from it rolling. So you'll see that in the corner here, I've got Chant of Action, so that's where I'm getting Fury and Might from. And then I have Adrenal Health, which is your self-heal from the defense skill line. And Berserker's Power, which is your strike damage increase from your strength trait line. Right, so it's pretty easy to keep those 2 rolling. The main obstacle for keeping your buffs going and for keeping your motivation high is your adrenaline generation, which, if you played Warrior before, can be a bit of a problem, and this build is no exception. So I've tried to mitigate that by taking traits like Cleansing Ire. So gain adrenaline when hit, and it also removes conditions. Because of the way Paragon works, my burst skills only use 1 bar at a time, so it's pretty good though. I like how you're not forced to use all of your adrenaline at once. Your skills, you can kind of time it where if you have 3 adrenaline bars that are full, you can cast, you know, your damage skill, and then you still have enough to cast another chant. So now I have to build up to gain another one. And you'll notice the whole time I've got full stacks, these of Adrenal Health and Berserker's Power. This is really important. This is where a lot of your sustain and a lot of your damage is going to come from. Because you have a weaker damaging F1, you're going to be relying on strike damage a lot, at least with this build anyway, for killing targets. But your strike damage is pretty high, so you'll see as in some of the examples that it's even though fights tend to last a bit longer, it's, you know, definitely not as bursty as some other warrior builds. It does have a lot of sustain and a lot of potential for being a bunker build. I don't know if it's going to be the best duelist, but in team fights, it really excels and it's a lot of fun to play. I'll quickly go over some of the utility skills. I'm just using all Paragon skills just because I want to get used to how they work. Your heal is pretty strong. It heals, it removes conditions, has a secondary effect. The secondary effect is the condition removal, and it's on a 20-second cooldown. The thing that I think is bugged right now is that your other traits, like say if I use Restorative Strength, it's supposed to give you resistance and might on heal. Currently, I was not able to get that to work, and it wasn't the only trait that wasn't interacting with this. I'm not sure why that is, but yeah. The other skill I chose to use is this one. So it does a little bit of damage and grants you weakness and cripple on enemies in a 360 radius. I have the weakness on burst trait here, so your bursts will deal a little bit more damage. For my stun break, I have Never Surrender here. So this one has kind of a different interaction where if you use it, you grant yourself resistance and resolution. If you don't break a stun with it, the cooldown is much shorter, so it's 50% reduced cooldown. If you do break a stun with it, the cooldown is doubled, so just keep that in mind. You do have another stun break here with your Chant of Freedom, so keep that in mind as well. I think this was also bugged in in combat too. I don't know if it was actually working on stun breaks. And then this one here, find their weakness. So this one is a nice little area damage skill, and it applies vulnerability to enemies and gives might to yourself and allies. So I've just been testing it out. It's not necessarily the best skill, but I just wanted to use it for the beta. And then the elite, you know, we will never yield. So you get your nice angel wings effect here. This is kind of like a last stand sort of ability, if you're familiar with that, from where if you use it, you can't be brought below 0 health, and it gives you and your allies some barrier. I'm not exactly sure if this is better than some of the warrior's other elites, but again, I just wanted to test this out and see how it would perform in PvP in, you know, real situations. All right, now that we've gone over the skills, let's see how this build performs in PvP. Here we are at mid here. So I opened up on these guys with my spear skills and did quite a bit of damage there. One of your chants is already active as soon as you enter combat. So I've got my Fury and Might already rolling there. You don't need to have Adrenaline right away going into the fight. So it triggers all of your burst traits right away. That's kind of why I think Spear is nice. It's easy to get into combat. You have buffs going right away. So my teammates, 3 of them went home on this map, so I'm not going to get into a whole fight commentary thing about that, but so I switched to staff, and I'm just kind of waiting it out here, seeing what's happening. Try to get some burst in on this ranger, but I kind of overcommit a little bit here. So I switched to my Chant 2, and what that does is it gives me some move speed, because right now I don't really need anything else. I'm not being pressured, and I'm not really dealing a lot of damage. So my team has showed up in mid here. I'm going to switch back to Chant 1 to get my DPS boons rolling. So this Condi Reaper is pressuring me a lot here. And just for the record, if you're playing on the unranked and on a like meta class right now against beta classes, you're a fucking loser. Just putting that out there. So trying to go at this Mesmer here. This is all this guy's been doing. This Wiz guy, he's playing core Mesmer against beta classes. Again, big time loser here. So I'm trying to push to see like just how far I can take my survival. I should have switched to Chant 3, because like right now I was stuck in my Jesus Christ, I was stuck in refrain. I was stuck in Chant 1, and I didn't have any of my resolution or protection buffs going. But what I do like about this too is you can see this other Paragon here. It looks like he's running the defense tactics, so he's probably going with more of like a heal build or like a true support build, whereas I'm going for more just like boons, barrier, and damage. I want to be able to team fight. Not really healing that's not really my focus with this build. So he's running staff as well. I don't know why I picked Norn. They feels like they move so much slower than everything else in the game. Okay, so their support Paragon is back here, but my team keeps going in one by one and getting killed, so I can't really, you know, support in a team fight if I've got no team, so it's kind of hard to show off the class. Here I get the support Paragon with my staff pull. Start going in with a bit of DPS, but I'm getting pressured pretty hard by that Condi Necro again. You can see him here, and now the Mesmer is also dealing damage to me, so I gotta peel off. So again, I switched to my Chant 2, which is the movement skill, the movement speed one, and then I got off Chant 3, which is more of your defense one. So you can see I've got swiftness, and I believe it's resolution and resistance on there. So damage reduction and condition reduction. I'm trying to get my team going back up here, get my boons going. I've got Chant 1 active just because I was in combat there. So we get a nice burst on the support Paragon here. So I switched to my spear. So going into mid here, I'm trying to push into the very center of all these fights because I want to see just how tanky this is. Because I'm only running Zerker's Amulet and I believe Fighter's Rune. So So nothing like too crazy. I'm trying to burst this Deadeye here. Use my heal. Get some nice bursting with him. Looks like he popped some of his cooldowns. Managed to get one of our teammates down. I'm gonna use my... Okay, so I used my speed boost chant. Don't know if that was the best option. Still trying to get the burst. They're trying to res this thief like over and over again. I'm really getting pressured here. My team is like falling apart. And I'm pretty sure I die here. So I'm spamming, yeah, chant 3, but it goes off and I get the battle res there. They get the rally. Managed to heal. This Condi Reaper's here. I really want to kill him because he's, you know, meta build in the unranked beta matches. Like, come on, buddy, get out of here. Switch to staff. My team is like on a razor's edge here. There's only one guy left. Managed to get the Condi Reaper down. Open up on him with some nice burst. Oh, almost. I think I managed to get up after this. No, I don't. Lots of survival and pretty decent damage from strikes. That's going to be your focus when you're playing this build. Nothing too like flashy, just a very stable like team fighter. And you just want to manage your adrenaline very carefully. And you want to watch when your chants are available. Because the chant 3 has the longest cooldown, but it's arguably your biggest defensive ability other than your elite skill. So you just have to be really mindful of when you're going to use that. So again, this little Mesmer guy here, just loving the core Mez build and during the beta tests of all the new elite specs. He could play anything in the world he wanted, but he chose to play core Mesmer, so... You know, it is what it is. So we won the team fight here at home. So I really want to kill this Mesmer, just out of spite, mostly. So I'm going to line up some nice burst here. Hopefully my CC will go off, and there goes. My team 3-on-1, baby. How do you like that? Okay. Got my elite skill. I got the down here on the Condi Reaper. Caught my elite skill because it looks like they're going to be pressuring us a lot. I got all my chants up, so hopefully we can switch this around. That Mesmer's back and he's putting a bit of pressure on me. Condi Reaper's back up again. Trying for... Yeah, so I had to use my chant 3 there, so I got my defensive buffs rolling. And that was, I think, the difference maker. Their Condis weren't able to bring us down, and me and I believe that was the Troubadour were able to win that team fight. Here we go, this Mesmer, boy Mesmer, he's back again for... maybe he just wants to duel me because I'm a Paragon, I don't know. So that's it, guys. Hope you enjoyed this. I'm going to be posting more builds for other beta classes, for other elite specs that I'll be playing in the beta. But for now, you know, test this out, see what you think, and let me know in the comments what your thoughts are on the new beta elite specs. If you like this video, please like and subscribe because it is a free way to support the channel. Take it easy, gamers.